Cheers, brother.
Cheers, brother.
Glad you can make it.
Thank you. I'm excited. Looking forward to whatever comes out.
There you go. That's the best way to go about it. You just not try to take control and let it go.
Yeah.
How you been, man? We've caught up a little bit, but what's your focus? What's your energy? What's your priority? Where is your life right now?
It's a big
I
question.
know it's a loaded. No, I know it is. So take your time with that. No rush.
Focus is reading this thing.
I saw that. You want? Actually, let's show it to the camera right there. That is a beautiful. I've never seen a Bible like that. Actually, you're not even. Hold on. It's not even gonna focus. Give me a second.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a live. Oh,
It's cool that you can control it from there.
I love this thing. Let's try it one more time.
Yeah. Can I see it?
Hold on, I'm getting it. I'm gonna have to cut this part because this is taking way too long. There we go.
We got it.
That is sick looking Bible.
I like this. I like the side of it. What do they call that part? The spine?
The spine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got it looks like, from what I depict, it's Jesus' hand pulling you out of the fires. Because there's a hole in his hand.
Huh.
Coming from the heavens.
Is that your interpretation, or did I do that?
That's my interpretation. Yeah, when I first looked at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been a new journey. Never thought I'd ever read the Bible based on childhood and Roman Catholicism, growing up Roman Catholic as an Italian, and just being forced to go to church where it was just like the weirdest thing. It's like if you didn't believe in this, the way that the priest was saying things, it's like you were condemned to hell. And it's just like the weirdest feeling, because I always grew up feeling like I was going to go to hell.
Really?
Yeah. It's like you go to church to show face because that was the thing to do. And my parents didn't get it didn't know at the time. I actually talked to my mom about this. She goes, "Yeah, we didn't know. There was something we did." She's like,
Well, when they didn't know,
like that they were doing it because of they didn't have any necessarily real faith. Does that make sense?
So there wasn't, in their minds, they never actually took a moment to think about why they were doing this practice.
It was the thing to do.
They were, right.
It was like the neighbors were going.
Yeah.
Our friends from Italy were going. All this, that's just what you did. And then what you did there was you put your kids in Sunday school, and then you would put them in, I think I would go Wednesday nights at times too. But I didn't understand anything. I didn't read the Bible. I was afraid of it. It's the weirdest thing because...
Well, where is that fear coming from? When you, is there a memory you can pinpoint that to, or a moment, or even just...
It was the fact that in Catholicism, the belief is that you have to go through someone in order to reach and have a relationship with God. So let's look at the Pope. Okay. The Pope is supposed to be the person you go through, or Pope or a priest, you go through in order to have a connection with God.
Okay.
But in the Bible, it doesn't say that at all. In the Bible, it says that you build a connection, an intimate connection on your own with him. Right? Because Jesus didn't preach or give sermons or the word in churches. He gave it in cities, in towns, in fields. So it was just this weird feeling that I had. And I was like, I used to dream about Jesus when I was a kid. You know, I was afraid of it. I never have really told anybody. And I told my brother recently, because he's a pastor. He's a junior pastor. And he had no idea that, not only my family did, but I had like very vivid dreams with him in it, like in my room. And I was afraid. It was like this weird feeling, but he was very, kind, if that makes sense, like kind and gentle and, almost like a fatherly type. So, but because of how I grew up, I didn't really have like a strong faith. You know, I believed that there was something that existed. I just didn't know what it was.
So then tell me, full circle here then, full circle moment right there. What's that about? What's it doing sitting there on that table?
It's a great question. I think it's the lead up of the last 10 years where I got divorced in December of 2014 from my first wife.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said first wife. I've only had one wife.
Right.
And I've just been on a journey ever since of like, this part too, of like understanding who I am as a man in a world where everyone's trying to tell me what a man is.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, I think we talked about that right at this coffee shop.
That table right over there. Yeah.
First time we met.
First converse. Well, it's like the 7th time we met.
True.
In
It was like a
classic.
real
Yeah.
introduction.
Yeah.
A real, yeah.
A 2-hour drop-in.
Right. Good old days.
And during that time, I was searching. I just didn't know what I was looking for, if that made sense. If that makes sense. And, I was a part of the New Age spirituality movement, which is still happening, which is like believing in the universe. And I'm just, with all due respect to that, it's just like throwing blind faith at something that is like, I wasn't giving credit to my belief in who our creator is. I mean, this book is heavily documented, right? Like there's, I want to say 40 gospels, 66 writers.
Is that right?
Or maybe it's the other way around.
I've never looked into it.
Yeah. So don't quote me on that, but it's close. It's close to that.
Okay.
And all very heavily documented, like this person actually existed. This person did this thing. This person rose from the dead. And my belief during that time was like who's like how can we determine if this is real or not? And because of technology, we can see how dated the paper is that it was written on, the original text. And it is from the time that he existed. From the exact time.
Yeah.
So, and they all talk about it in their own perspective. I'm not trying to convince anybody. This is just my old.
It sounds a little bit like you're trying to convince me right now.
For me, I needed convincing.
All right.
Like that was something. I'm like, where's the actual, like, where's the text? Like, where's this exist? Like, who's looked into this?
So where are you with that now? Are you convinced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never in my wildest dreams. I disowned the Bible. My brother, when he first, I think it was like 2014 or 2015, when we talked about it, he was like, I'm afraid you're going to go to hell.
He said that?
He did. And he said, and then I said, well, it's a good thing I don't believe in it. Like, that's how.
I feel like I would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
That would have been me back then.
Yeah. I
Without a doubt.
him and I didn't have the greatest relationship because of, well, partially because of that.
Because of both of your relationships to God.
Yeah, because they were so different. Right. And there's a lot that I really did believe in New Age spirituality. But here's the kicker. Like, if I'm in pain, my love becomes conditional to the pain that I'm currently experiencing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if, if God, right, if I do something wrong in God's eyes, because his love isn't conditional. And that's where I started to realize, I'm like, I'm an imperfect human being who has a lot of flaws and who has a big ego and a big identity wrapped around that ego.
Yeah.
And then the last 3 years have been like the destruction of that identity and ego. Because of what I was known for here, right, in St. Pete, the men's group, coaching men of refuge, all of this.
Let's get into that a little bit. So,
Yeah.
to get some context, so the Men of Refuge, like, what was that all about? What were you doing during that time?
So, started in August. It was August 12th of 2019.
Yeah.
I had an idea. Well, before that, I had an idea like the last year or two in like 2017, 2018. After 2017, I got into a really bad car accident.
Yeah.
On the Howard Franklin Bridge, which is, for anyone listening, it's a bridge from St. Pete to Tampa. It's about 7 miles. It's all stretched over water.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep at night on the bridge going 65 miles an hour. I woke up because I hit a pickup truck with a quad cab, and the pickup truck flipped and hit the other railing, almost rolled into the water on the other side. And the impact of that, I hit the guardrail and went in the air. And my car was going
Down.
So I didn't realize at the time, like, this was my encounter with God, like one of them, because instead of going straight, my car turned like in the air. I think it was because of the way I don't know, I hit,
Right.
or, just God's grace.
Intervention.
Yeah. That my car went airborne and then just slammed back down on the bridge. And all my airbags deployed. My entire front end was like, the wheel well, right, is like this. The wheels are like this. This wheel was like this. This one was like this. Glass shattered. It was just a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I hit my head on the steering wheel. Blacked out. Woke up and it was 10:52 p.m. I remember the time on the dashboard, or on the console. And that was during my music festival days, where I was just like nonstop, working to save up for festivals and shows. And I was doing a lot of I called them extracurricular activities at the time. But a lot of MDMA, a lot of ecstasy, a lot of LSD.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing time, because it really opened me up to something very different than what I ever could have experienced. And I don't regret a single moment of that time, because it led me to today, in a way where it's like I got to experience a lot.
Right.
Got to travel the world and meet people and fall in love and then have heartbreak and all this stuff. But after the car accident, I got out of the car, realized I didn't know if the people were alive in that car. And I looked over and they were flipped upside down. And I looked out at the water. It was like the calmest night on the Tampa Bay. It's like the calmest night. There's like no wind. The water was flat. It was like gloss, like glass. And that was like my first intervention at the time with God.
Yeah.
Where it was like, if you continue to do this, you will die. Like a
Pretty direct message.
it was very direct. It's like that. It's like that stern father figure that you really need, where it's like, there's a lot of love in this, but if you keep going down this path, you're done.
Yeah.
And
Did you, in that moment, obviously not exactly in that moment, but I'm sure while you were reflecting right after that happened, the accident, is that when you felt like that was God intervening, or was this something you kind of reflected on later down the line? Was it just like right when it happened, you were just like,
well, the message was very clear.
yeah,
I would be lying if I said I stopped just doing everything altogether.
of course.
But I did slow down.
Yeah.
Instead of going as hard as I was, I became like the caretaker of all the people we were with, like at festivals, and made sure everybody was hydrated.
Yeah.
Nobody was driving, like just taking care of people. And I was still doing things, but it's not as intense as before.
You got the message.
Yes, I got the message for sure. I got the message.
And you started to act on it.
Yeah.
And yeah. But let's, so with all that happening, because I know we were leading up to what you were working on in this time period with Men of Refuge,
Right.
and all of that. So this event happened, this moment, this clear, interruption, let's say, or intervention from God even. Is that, I'm assuming that's played a big part in what then came after when it comes to Men of Refuge and these other, how would you describe what, like, what were you doing there? What was the mission here?
Well, one of the things I was searching for was intimacy.
Okay.
But I was searching in all the wrong places. And I realized as a man, I didn't really have anybody to talk to about the stuff that I was going through. And once I started to like face my shit, I realized I'm like, there's no way I'm the only one who, like the only man who feels like this,
Right.
like internally.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we've been indoctrinated to believe and conditioned to believe that we just shove it down, stuff it down. We don't talk about our feelings and our shit that happened in our past. And we just take it to our grave. But I started talking about it, like openly, with other men. And in 2018, I met this woman at the end of the year, and things started out pretty fast. And she was a big catalyst for my change. And I credit her quite often because she said something to me which I didn't understand at the time, but I realized it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, is because she's like, I love spending time with you. And she's like, you are you are this man. She's like, but I feel like when we're together, it's like you become nice. Like you become too nice. And it's like,
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But keep going.
And it's like, I love spending time with you, but I feel like you want to spend all of your time with me. And in my mind at the time, I didn't see anything wrong with that. I'm like, why is that wrong?
Yeah.
Right? Why is that not okay? This was like the self-dialogue happening, or self-reflection happening inside of me. And so I was pissed. And, but that thought, that feeling, like really sent me into this huge, I watched the date with Tony Robbins on Not Your Guru.
I've heard of it, but I haven't.
Yeah.
No.
And in the documentary, it's on Netflix. It's like super popular. It was released in like 2015. I think it was 2014 or 2015. And he talks about, it's on Relationship Day, where this woman is talking about the man that she desires to be with. And her husband is sitting right next to her. And she's saying all this stuff of like, I want to, feel his like masculine energy, his grounded, I want to connect with the universe and all this stuff. And Tony asks, he goes, is he here with you? And, do you have a man? And he stood up and then he starts talking, and he's looking to her for, because he's nervous, and he's looking to her for like reassurance. And I started to see myself in him. And I was like, holy shit. Like, that was just one part of it. And I was like, really just locked in on this moment. And I was like, I need to watch this. Like, something, I have goosebumps thinking about it now. If something was like, you need to, like, your eye attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he talks about, like, Tony's guiding him through a process, and he does something amazing. And then his wife says, well, it's amazing, but I don't know if it's going to stay. Like, is it going to stay? And Tony's like, and this is what, like, said something along the lines, and like, and this is how you beat a man down, right? Because he does something good, yet you're worried if he's going to stick like this. So you're already setting him up for failure instead of supporting him in the way, right? He's like, but you're not off the hook, dude, like the guy. So he pulls him out, takes him through a process, and he's telling this story. I won't go into it, but the story was, and at the end of the story was, heal the boy and the man will appear. And that...
I've heard that. That's a good one.
Yeah. And I didn't, like my whole body just had like a visceral reaction. And I paused it, and I was like, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean heal the boy? And then I just started, like, like in a glimpse, I had a flashback all the way from the woman that I was seeing that said I was, like, she loved spending time with me, but I was too nice.
Yeah.
And then just relationship after relationship after, like, just going back one by one. This all happened, like, in a split second. And I started to understand until it brought me back to childhood. And I started to understand why I became what is known as the nice guy. Right? Like, quote unquote, nice guy syndrome. And it really sent me on a trajectory of, like, I just started bawling, like crying, because I started to, like, I really understood. Just like in that chair, I was just like, what the fuck is, like, something is happening right now. Anyways, fast forward 3 days, I ended up flying up to North Carolina and had a conversation with my dad. And, I realized the reason why, at that time at least, I became a nice guy is because I didn't have a father figure who was, like, present necessarily emotionally or to teach me how to be a man at all. He was very hands-off, very standoffish. No, like, there's no guidance.
Right.
So
He's there, but he's not
exactly
there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that conversation led him to sharing his childhood, which, for people who know Italians, like, they don't really open up, like, especially that generation of men. My dad will be 66 this year, I want to say, or 67. And he was not one to open up or share his feelings or experiences, but he shared his relationship with his father.
Yeah.
And they hated each other. So he didn't want to be that, but he also didn't want to, he wasn't just present in our life in a physical way. Like, physically he was there again, like you just said, but emotionally and with guidance, he wasn't there. And so, again, that part led me onto a journey of, like, there has to be other men who are, like, dealing with this stuff too. We're going through this stuff. And I just started talking to men throughout the next 7-8 months. And I told one guy when I walked into Grassroots one day, and his name is Adam. And we just started talking, and I told him my idea about a men's group, because I started having this idea. I was like, I just want to bring men together and just talk about shit that we weren't taught to talk about. He goes, okay, well, let's do it at my condo on this date, and then we'll just invite a small group of people.
Yeah.
Fast forward to that day, 8 of us sitting at a round table. I pitched my idea, and that's when, at that time, Conscious Men St. Petersburg started, which is now Men of Refuge.
Okay.
And it started with 8 of us at a round table. Then within 2 years, there was 330 men here locally.
Nice.
And I was not prepared at all, because I worked a corporate job full-time, traveling while doing this every other week at the time.
It takes a life of its own.
It
right?
does.
It's just,
Yeah.
And you never expect it to, in the timeline that you want it to. But then it's kind of up to you to decide what you do with that,
Right.
you know, when it becomes more than you ever anticipated.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was definitely more than I anticipated. That whole journey was teaching me how to be a leader when I thought I was a follower.
Mm.
When I was afraid to lead, because I never saw myself as that. But my belief is like God has other, like God doesn't care what your beliefs are. Like he knows who you're going to become because he created you, right? He created me. And so my biggest thing now is like, you know, fast forward to 2022, I left my corporate job to go full-time doing this. And that's when shit started to like get really real, where it's like, you don't have a corporate job anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a paycheck.
You took an actual leap of faith.
Yep.
Full on.
Problem with that was it was on leaning on my own faith. It was leaning on my own strength. And what I've learned the last 3 years is that it's been a destruction of like, you can't just lean on your own faith or your own strength, because we weren't designed that way.
Yeah.
Like I personally believe that we become stronger through our connection with God and our creator. And whatever, I'm not here to like preach, or maybe I am preaching, I don't know. Or project.
Preach.
Yeah.
All right. A little bit of preaching.
I'm not trying to convince anybody.
Yeah.
Like this is still very new for me. It's been about 3 months. But what I believe is like, I was directing it the wrong way. I was trying to make it about where do I want to go? Where do I want this to go? How do I want to help people, instead of trusting in God's plan for me to like, this is where you need to go. This is what.
Interesting. So how do you make that distinction between the two?
Slowing down, I think, is a part of it, and slowing down and listening.
Yeah.
Because from recent experience, God isn't going to be yelling. It's more like a whisper. It's like, if you're not calm, if you're not, it's like was doing all this stuff already. I was meditating.
Yeah.
I was doing breath work. I was doing all these things. I was doing embodiment work, but it was just hard, like going the wrong direction. It was with the wrong focus, for me at least.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, why am I doing these things? Who is at the center of it? How can I should have been making it less about me and what I needed and what I wanted and the amount of money that I wanted to make and yada, yada, yada. And instead more of like, what do you want me to do? And I know you'll provide for me.
And do you feel like what is that answer? Is there an answer to that question yet?
I think I'm still in that process. Like, I know I'm supposed to be, like, I really know that I'm supposed to be working with men.
Yeah.
I just don't know how it looks right now. Like, I still have a client.
Yeah.
Like, I've been coaching him for the last 21 months. He's actually right there. Just saw him walking up. Yeah.
That's who you just.
Yeah.
That's funny. What are the odds?
Look at that. And, but I think right now, the feeling that I'm having is like, learn this for you and build a connection, like an intimate connection with God first, so that you know what to listen for and you know what you're here to do. Because again, I can't be the only one who's ever experienced this.
You're not.
Right.
You're not. I mean, I know you.
Well, that's the feeling that I have, right? It's like going back to what the feeling I originally had back in 2018, where it's like, I can't be the only one.
Yeah.
But now it's just directed more, it's differently. And I just feel a lot more at peace, like with everything. Because I'm not leaning on my own belief or my own strength, if that makes sense. Because there's been times when I've been really weak.
So would you say, is another way of saying that you're not holding on to this sense of control?
Yep.
Right? Because when you become, I feel like so much of the way we live now, or at least like the part of culture that gets glamorized, this hyper successful, individual entrepreneur, whatever.
Solopreneur.
Exactly. Very like self-focused. It's, in order to do that, in order to live that life, for at least to project it even, it's very much, you have to have control in every single aspect of your life, your day to day, your every hour. It's like, I eat this, I work out at this time, I schedule these calls. It's just like bop, 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 bop. But it's like, it's all control. It has to be at really more often than not at the cost of a lot, if not most other aspects of your life.
Right.
Whether it's like family, connection, community, a lot of times even health. A lot of guys, it's like they even let that go just so they can grow their business, focus on.
I'm an example of that.
Well, there you go. And it's like, so do you feel like, again, it's like, it's more that now you're starting to let go of that control a little bit and let God intervene, or really listen to God? Is that
Yeah.
kind of what you're trying to say?
I like the way you just said that. I don't know if it was intentional, but let go and let God.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah, I wasn't even.
But that's really what it's been.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean like I'm just like willy-nilly in the flow, like take me wherever you need me to go. That just rhymed. But it was just this feeling of like, okay, like you've taught me so much already in a way that I really didn't know it was you who was teaching me at the time. I gave the credit to somebody else or something else. Like, I know all of these things, I practice all of these things, but now it's time to like really put it into gear.
Yeah.
Right, where it's like the focus now is not it's again not me.
Yeah. Let's take a little intermission right there, because I want to check on that. And that's a good place to pause.
Definitely want to see it, because I'm right there with you. It's the most awkward thing for me to pull out a camera and start recording myself, even take a photo.
Right.
But even sitting here, I think you were setting up, or I think you were setting up, or you maybe not even have been here yet. But there's this woman just walking across here, camera out like this, like looking at it, like taking photos, like smiling, and I'm like, I couldn't do that.
No, me neither.
I'm still figuring out my own voice, even though I've been talking on social media for 10 years.
Really?
I feel like there's been.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've seen you, and you seem to be pretty natural. Like, you seem comfortable, but you don't feel that way.
No.
Like, you're still trying to find, what is it? Is it a version of you that you want to become? That you want to?
Yeah. I feel like I'm
trying to reach that perfection in a sense.
You probably know him, Ryan Carroll. He's
No?
Let me pull him up real quick. Just make sure, 'cause my parking expired.
Yeah.
But I have a funny side to me, like a sarcastic, dry humor type side that I don't like. I used to let out, but now I really don't as much.
Okay.
Which I like both.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to do both. Because it's like I talk about these deep stuff with relationships and just life and in general, but then I also have like this. People said like, you're hilarious, dude.
Right.
You should show more of that side, like your comedic side. And so Ryan, he used to live here. I don't know. I think he's in Lisbon now, in Portugal.
I love Lisbon.
That's a place I want to go there, or Porto. And just try living there for a little bit. But obviously,
Don't know.
So he lived in Costa Rica for a while. Anyways, he just started, like, his stuff really just started popping off because he just started being him.
Yeah.
And he's now teaching other people how to be just them. Like, just everyone's needing, he's like, you not speaking the way or talking the way that you do or being the way that you are is inauthentic to the people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, just let people see who the real you is. If it's comedic, I bought his course. If it's comedic, it's but if it's serious at the same time, it's like people need to see that because life isn't so serious. Doesn't need to be so serious all the time. That's what I'm figuring out. So I resonate with you being in front of a camera
Yeah.
and like talking and feeling cringe about it, as the word you used.
100%, man. But that's part of the process. It's like,
Yeah.
it's especially when you're someone who's introverted, someone who, people that tend to keep to themselves more and not be center of attention. This applies to everybody, but especially that group, and I was definitely a part of that group. Still am, but that's to a certain level, it's always going to be that way, but it's also because that's, in a way, my superpower too. Like, it's not, it's a separate conversation. But that group, we often don't realize, like, you can have this idea of your sense of self and how you think you're putting yourself out there to the world and the people around you. But then, you're actually coming across completely different to everyone else, but you don't realize it.
Right.
And that's so fascinating to me because I've experienced that. Like, I still experience that, actually. And it's even in little things like, for me, for example, like how you probably noticed it, or maybe you haven't, how much I smile, right? I actually realized over time that was, it's not all of it, but sometimes it actually is a cover. It's like a default state, but kind of something that I come back to fill, give me fill space, or a default reaction. And I'm still figuring it out, but I'm realizing that I see it in other people now, like people that smile all the time. It's like, I think it's something that stems from, your upbringing, wherever it's adopted, but it ends up being like a defense mechanism in a sense, or like a coping mechanism
Right.
in your day to day as you're going about your life, interacting with people. And I forgot where I was going with that exactly, but I got it now. Where I was going with that was when I started to put myself in front of the camera, I started to notice those little things. Where inside, like when I recorded that thing that I'll share with you later, I was feeling different things, but I wasn't expressing it in my face.
Interesting.
And I've noticed this before when I see like other people recording me, and that kind of thing. But I've come to realize that recently where I'm not expressing the emotions that are actually inside. Oftentimes what I end up seeing is me smiling through it. And that can come across to other people as, oh, he's just happy all the time. He's just good energy, good vibes, whatever. Right. So it's like, and I think that goes pretty well with a lot of the work that you've done and the conversations we've had in the past about, about men and men not holding that, bottling it all up, right? It's like, it's about learning how to feel again, learning how to express again,
I would if I was your coach, I would ask, we would talk about the root cause of where it would come from, but you've already
yeah.
I've
been down all that. I know where it comes from. I know where, but it's still good we can get so caught up in knowledge and knowing the right things, even having realizations, but that can only go so far if you're not taking action.
Well, yeah.
Right? And if you're not practicing it.
Right. For me, it's not about the actual knowledge of it. It's about feeling what you didn't get to feel.
Yeah.
Because the feeling is what is holding, it still holds the memory in the body. It's not the thing that happened, right? It's not that I had to grow up fast. It's the feeling I had of having to grow up fast and everything that's intertwined with that, where it's like, I didn't get to be a kid.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get to live my life as a kid because I had to take care of my mom. Like I had to grow up fast.
Yeah.
And so you just said it perfectly, almost just like tied together. My projection and my, I'm not saying this is true, but my projection of what you just said, of like why you smile, but internally you feel something different, is because you had to grow up fast.
I think it definitely plays a part in that.
It's like,
but I sense a lot of emotion that just came out of you there, man. I mean, I see it in you. What was that?
which part?
I mean, I just felt it, you reacting to me and saying all that just now. Okay. I felt like something clicked in you. And I felt a little bit of emotion coming out of you, even getting a little teary-eyed.
No tears right now.
No?
But, I mean, I never got to, I was always connected to my emotions, even as a kid. And I was always told that they were wrong.
Yeah.
Like, why are you feeling that way? Why are you always, like, why are you crying? Why are you all this? And you look at me, you're like, that's a masculine looking dude. But deep down, it's like, that's what people have said to me. But like, I'm deeply connected to my emotions in my heart.
Yeah.
And I was told that wasn't okay. By family at times, by society, all of these things, right? And so like I also had to put on a face.
Yeah.
And once I realized that I was putting on a face, like the actual healing came from feeling. All of it.
Damn, we could keep going, man. I want to keep going. We need to do.
This could have been like a 2 or 3 hour.
That's what I'm realizing. And I have to decide, because it's like I either want this to be longer, or I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Right now I'm aiming for an hour, but and you got to go too, so we're tight on time.
Yeah, that was.
But let's do this again.
I'd
Let's
love to
do a part 2, probably a part 3, part 4. It'll keep going.
I mean, I'm down.
Yeah.
I like how Hermosi and Chris Williamson, they've done like 6 podcasts together now or something like that.
Right. They do like their whole.
It's like every 6 months or something. Like I think it's call up. Hey, you want to have a conversation?
Yeah.
Cameras.
Yeah. Well, hey man, thanks. Thank you for doing all of this.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being here.
Likewise.
And until the next one.
Until the next one.